Hi, everyone, and welcome to the orientation for our Adult Dog Fostering Sleepover Program. I'll just start off by introducing myself and Ben, who's our canine specialist. My name is Corey Spruill. I'm the Animal Services Coordinator here at Heart of the Valley. So I'm over our foster program, our spay-neuter clinics, and our offsite adoptions. And then Ben Donnie, who's our canine specialist, he does a lot of general dog care, post-adoption services, and will be assisting quite a bit with our sleepover program. Just to get started talking about the sleepover program itself, sleepovers have been scientifically proven to decrease a dog's cortisol levels, allowing them to have a stress-free night in your home. This helps them continue to cope while they wait at our shelter to find their new homes with potential adopters. So how it works for our sleepover program, it is a bit different than our general fostering program. So rather than me reaching out when we have a foster need for our sleepovers, fosters will reach out to us the day before or morning of wanting to do a sleepover to talk with either Ben, Kate, or Blaine about what dog to take and any special needs that dog might have. Ben and Kate have opposite schedules and can both be very helpful, or if Ben is busy, Blaine is also a great contact as well to get you set up with a dog that is available. You're also welcome to reach out to me and I can pass it along to someone that is here to be able to help you moving forward. However, I won't be the one choosing which dog to send you home with. While you can request a specific dog that you may see on the website, our goal is to send dogs that have the greatest need for a night away from the shelter. So just keep that in mind if you would come forward wanting a dog for a night and we offer some other options of a dog that may be a little more stressed here at the shelter or a longer stay or anything like that. Our sleepover fosters pick up their dogs at the end of our workday. So that means you should plan to arrive at the shelter between 5 and 5:30 p.m. This is after our adoption appointments are done for the day. And then our animal care staff is still here doing the evening chores, potty breaks, and things like that. Our lobby closes at 5:30. So by getting here between 5 and 5:30, that just ensures someone's able to get the front door for you and help you out from there. The next day after that sleepover, dogs must be back no earlier than 8 a.m. There's just usually no one here before 8, and then no later than 11 a.m. to be able to be available for potential adopters and any appointments they have that day. Keep in mind, HOV is open to the public 7 days a week. So that means we open at 11:30 every single day for adoption appointments. So those drop-off times in the morning, it is important to have them back by 11 so that way they can get settled in for any appointments they may have that afternoon. General guidelines, and this is for any adult dog fostering, whether it's overnight or long-term. You want to make sure to keep your foster dog on a leash at all times when outside of an enclosed area. We know that not all dogs are best friends, so please do not take your foster dog to a dog park. There can be a lot of unknowns with some of the shelter dogs, and until you really get to know them, that's not something that we want to chance at a dog park itself. You want to make sure to always supervise your foster dog in outdoor spaces, including a fenced yard. We do have some crafty escape artists that come through the shelter. Plenty of dogs have been able to scale our 6-foot fences, dig under the fences, anything you can think of. They've certainly tried it and many have succeeded. If you have multiple dogs, you want to make sure to put away all resources that could potentially cause an argument. Even if you think your dog is amazing with all other dogs, or we think that the dog in the home does well with other dogs, even something of high value can cause an argument, even with the most friendly dog. Same thing goes with feeding. You want to feed dogs either in a crate or in a separate room with doors closed. And then that way, again, it's just not even a potential for an issue. If you do have to leave your dog unattended, your foster dog, try and leave them in a crate if they're crate trained, or a separate room when you leave. You don't want to leave your foster dog and your resident pet together unattended, again, because you're only having them for such a short time. There is a lot of unknown history. We just don't want to chance that with any pets that you guys have at home. And then you just want to make sure that your dog's wearing an ID tag when you pick them up. We do have specific dog tags for foster dogs. It just says foster dog on it with the Heart of the Valley phone number on the back. So if there is any sort of incident where the dog gets away from you, if someone finds it, they can still give us a call and we'll get them returned back to us. Talking about what dogs are eligible for sleepovers. So the sleepover program is geared for dogs that are currently up for adoption. A lot of the time, those are going to be the dogs that have been with us the longest. They've gone through our evaluation process and our adoption process already to be able to go up for adoption. These dogs are going to be housed in our main dog adopt or second dog adopt kennels. They're also all going to be listed on our website under adoptable dogs. So you can always take a look on there to see what dogs we have available. Those are going to be the ones that we're going to be recommending for the sleepover program. Do just keep in mind that not every adoptable dog will be suited for every home environment. So please be patient if you're told that we don't have a dog currently to send with you for a sleepover. If we have a dog that doesn't do well with other dogs and you have another dog at home, we're not going to send you home with that dog for a sleepover for a night. So again, just be patient, continue to watch the website for any new dogs that become available, or just be open-minded to other suggestions from the staff of a dog that would do better in your home environment. Grabbing supplies for your sleepover. Sleepover fostering really is just a great option for those with a busy schedule since it's only a one-night commitment at a time. Generally, our foster homes see a much longer commitment of 10 days to a few weeks, but with these, it's only going to be one night at a time. So it can be a lot more flexible for those that work a busy schedule or just don't have general availability. Once you've spoken with Ben or Kate and found a dog for sleepover, you'll come to the shelter to pick up needed overnight supplies and the dog, again, usually between 5 and 5:30. If you've talked to Ben, Kate, or Blaine, and they've mentioned that you can come earlier, obviously just come at whatever time you guys have agreed upon. And because you only need a few supplies for overnight, sleepover fosters will be gathering up your own things. So you will be shown where to find what you need at your first sleepover pickup. And then moving forward, there is a list of supplies that you should consider grabbing and where to find them. And then it'll be minimal requirement needed from other staff members who may be busy in the afternoons with potty breaks or other evening chores. Obviously, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask anyone in a blue shirt and we would be more than happy to help you. Talking about supplies themselves, so what does Heart of the Valley supply? So a Ziploc of food. All you need to take is enough for breakfast. So all of our dogs eat dinner between 4 and 4:30, which is almost always going to be before you arrive for pickup. So they will have already had dinner. But most sleepovers like to keep their dogs until closer to 11 if you have that morning off. So you will want to bring a breakfast home with you, and then that way you can feed them in the morning before they come back to the shelter. We keep all of our dogs on the same food, and this just limits any upset stomachs. So we do ask that you use the food from the shelter rather than a food that you're feeding any pets you may have at home or any leftover food that you may have. So please do grab that Ziploc bag of food. Other things we can supply: a food and water bowl if you need them, a comfy blanket or a bed, any toys that you need. If the dog is on any medications, then you can take that moving forward. If there are any questions about the medications themselves, again, anyone with a blue shirt would be able to help you. And then again, at drop off, and this would be something that Ben, Kate, or Blaine will have talked to you about previously to let you know what kind of meds they're on and for what reason. An optional thing you can take, a pre-frozen Kong. It's just a nice distraction, keep them occupied for a little while. It's just a fun treat. And then a crate, if they are crate trained or you need a crate just for transport to and from, we are more than happy to supply that crate for you. I will say all of these supplies are some things that can just be used from items that you already have at home. So if you have a food and water bowl, any dishes are going to work for that, whether it's dog specific. If you already have a comfy blanket or an animal bed or toys or anything like that, please feel free just to use whatever you have at home. And then that will just limit the amount of things that you have to bring to and from the shelter each time. And do please plan to spend about 20 minutes at the shelter for your first pickup to learn where to find these supplies, talk about picking up dogs, dropping off dogs, and any other information that they may want to pass along to you. Talking about the fun stuff, so what to do with your evening and morning together. Obviously, the most obvious one is going to be a leash walk or a leash hike, obviously, depending on where you're walking. We recommend going to places where leashes are required and where traffic is low. Again, there's a lot of unknowns with dogs. They are unfamiliar with you, so this just limits any risk of anything happening. You can also go for an ice cream date, get a free pup cone from Dairy Queen. A lot of the coffee shops have puppuccinos. Super cute things to do, great things to give photos of. We love seeing pictures of our sleepover dogs out and about with fosters. So please document well and feel free to email those photos to myself, and I can upload them to their adoption profile so other potential adopters can see how great these animals are. Playing with them, fetch, tug, frisbee, anything in a fenced yard, just gives them some chance to run off some energy. You can create a treasure hunt in your house or your yard. So hiding them in a separate room while you put treats around the house, put treats around the yard, and then release them to let them go out and find it. My personal favorite is just having a date night at home. So order in, you can go pick up that puppuccino and bring it back to the house, and then just hanging out on the couch to watch a favorite movie or a TV show. And you can also obviously work on any general training. If the dog knows sit, you can work on adding to that sit, maybe see if he can learn how to shake or lie down. Maybe it's a dog that doesn't necessarily know their name as well. You can work on just getting them to recognize that name. Just keep in mind, you want to keep those training sessions just to a few minutes per day, and remember to keep it positive and fun. That's really all we need to cover with you. It is a pretty straightforward process, and we will talk more about with you in person when you come to pick up your sleepover dogs. So now that you've gone through this, if you have any questions or anything, please reach out. But if you don't have any questions, go ahead and draft an email to both myself and Ben. Our email is listed there on the page. And then that way we can talk to you more about next steps and potentially getting you set up with a sleepover dog. If we don't have any information currently on hand for you, whether you have other pets at home, if you have young kids, if you have a fenced yard, that is great information to add to that first email. And then we can note that for our records. So when you reach out for dogs in the future, we already know what your home environment looks like, and we can get you set up with someone that would really enjoy that night out with you guys. Thanks for listening. Again, please reach out if you have any questions. We're looking forward to hearing from you guys and getting some of these dogs out of the shelter for some fun sleepovers.